So Netflix, another massive unprofitable company. Okay, it's not possible for you to do. Also, it's not possible for you to get a bailout. Okay, you're not J.P. Morgan, you're not Wells Fargo. If you go under, you're going under, and your money's going under. Your business goes under. You're declaring bankruptcy. You're not cashing out with your $30 million in options. Okay, even though the company went under, right? You know, a lot of those high level Wall Street guys were taking out their options. They were taking out their $20 million bonuses, and they weren't personally liable, even though they had all kinds of dirty derivatives on the book, and they were over leveraged, and they were doing these terrible predatory mortgages, all kinds of terrible things. But you know, none of that applies to you. Okay, you want to be in a service business. You want to be selling a high ticket service business, and you want to scale up through aggressive outbound sales and putting that money back into the inbound marketing and then closing inbound deals. And perhaps you can scale up to higher levels where you have an inbound machine like I do. Okay, but this inbound machine was the result of like 10 years of me on the phone, saving money, getting after it so I could, you know, build this thing, be able to live on it, all kinds of sacrifices made. But you can have an inbound machine where you're closing $10,000 deals over the phone, where people are calling up to you because of your content and because of, or perhaps the marketing dollars that you put in. And then you're scaling from 1 to 2 to 10 to 15 to 20 employees. Okay, but that stuff is all granular. It's all basic. It's all money math. It's all output. It's all you know, closing, getting after people, all this stuff. It's not this fantasy reinventing the wheel, all of a sudden getting $30 million in venture capital, because none of those guys would have existed if they weren't able to get that money. And I mean, you can't sell a VC on you know, it's very difficult to get like $1 million investment. They're interested in $100 million investments on game changers, right? Because they need to hit that $100 million, $500 million winner. So the reality of these guys like Elon Musk and all these guys is just not the reality that you're going to be living in. Okay, let's just try and get you making 7 figures a year, or try and making 6 figures, or try and getting that up to 250. You know, if you're making 250, you're the 1% in North America, and you're the 0.01% in the rest of the world. And if you're optimizing your taxes, or maybe you become an expat entrepreneur like me, I mean, a 250 tax optimized is legit. And then it's just going from there to 7 figures, like, you know, adding services, adding people, scaling from like 3 to 10 to maybe 15 people. I think it takes about 7 people or something for the average business to be able to do $1 million in revenue. So that's the kind of stuff that you got to keep in mind. Instead of spending 3 to 4 hours a day watching this entrepreneur porn. I mean, look, if it's getting you fired up, it's better than nothing, and anything that's positive is good. If you're watching it on your off time, it's okay, in the sense of like, you know, it's kind of like entertainment, and you're kind of, you know, modeling the courage of some of these guys. But you know, for me, I like to get my courage. I like to watch guys who survive prison, who survive like wars and stuff, and like crazy soldier stories, to make all my problems feel real small. But that's my entertainment. When I'm working, I'm working. When I'm working, I'm doing like actually doing work, not researching. Researching, reading quotes, this stuff is not work. And a lot of the time, man, it's like it's gonna pull you off your game, because, you know, it's putting your head too much in the clouds, instead of like, you know, how are you getting to your revenue target for this year? You know, or how are you getting to 6 figures by the end of this year? How are you getting from 6 to 250 by the end of this year? So that's my 2 cents. Much better to watch my videos, man. This is going to help you a lot more. Or pick up my product, How to Sell, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com/product. Or if you want my help, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com/coaching. If you don't, though, man, just get after your business, man, and do your thing, and build your service business, your high-ticket service business, and get from 6 to mid-6 to 7 figures, and get after it and enjoy your life.